this is probably a good way to introduce this any more than it already has been. For those who are familiar with Jak and Daxter may have recently heard about this project on PC called OpenGOAL. It's a fan project that basically ports over the Jak and Daxter games onto PC natively in a way that basically makes it the best way we can have a remaster. And there's like actually a bunch of interesting kind of extra settings with the likes of this remake, or not remake, remaster. I need to make sure I don't confuse people more than they already are, clearly, because clearly people don't know what a remake versus a remaster is. A remake is when something is rebuilt from the ground up. A remaster is taking that original code but trying to spruce it up to make it look nicer. This is a remaster, as they basically somehow broke down the I'm just honest to God surprised, if only because I wasn't expecting this to happen, because okay. There's a lot of new options thanks to this, and thing is, all the times that I have ever seen Jak and Daxter get ported beyond PS2, it has not ended well at all. Whether that's the PS3 remasters that wasn't even done by Naughty Dog but a third party, that thing is infamous for having a lot of visual glitches. That is just absolute freaking the stuff of nightmares. Seriously. And the Vita version has an absolutely terrible frame rate, along with not very good uses of the touchpad or touchscreen, aside from like the Fisherman's Challenge. But thing is, I've already completed it on here. I know this runs amazing.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the Precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall.
When you're a Christian,
every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy, oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance.
Interesting.
And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of Green Eco, one of the wisest men on the planet.
But it's also still very clear that this series started.
So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
And I gotta say, I still have a soft spot for the original idea, because this was that open world crash game that people were mentioning was...
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
And to a degree, it that concept, yet at the same time it's not, since it isn't just open world seamless.
What are we doing here anyway, Jack? This place gives me the creeps.
Actively able to also backtrack, or at least it don't look like with how that game's set up. It looks like beginning to end linear experience.
Oh, stupid precursor junk.
Impressive world in between everything.
Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly.
Stuff though, but
The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that?
kind of fine.
I think we're in trouble!
At most,
Ow!
trilogy remakes at least. Generally,
Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What?
bro, why do you look
Okay, okay.
Is this
I'm
a
fine.
joke right here?
I'm fine.
Because he just
What in green tarnation do you two want?
We was, I was...
Don't tell me. Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go, Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira. That might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs.
Wait. No, seriously though, what's up with Daxter and the black model? Because I'm genuinely, right now, all kinds of, confused. Seriously, why is Daxter black? Like, this is so weird. Is this like the next wokeified thing happening in the freaking in the world? OpenGOAL Daxter black model glitch. I mean, is this a glitch? Is this not a glitch? What seriously, what is up with this? Daxter. I mean, seriously, this is so weird. What is up with this? Is this just... Maybe this is a, undo something? Is it under cheats for some reason? There we go. Let's see if that... Okay. Yeah, I was so confused by that. Okay. It wasn't, it was some sort of cheat, I guess? Probably was unlocked for me 100%ing the game the first time.
This device is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
This PC remaster does look so much better, though, for sure.
These floating egg-shaped
And
things are
you have
precursor
shit
orbs.
like this,
Collect enough
where
of them,
you can
and some of the
make
villagers
the
will give you a
precursor
power
orbs
cell in
actually
exchange.
light up so that you are able to more easily spot them, which is such a godsend. No joke. I'm also using a PS4 controller this way as well, but this time I got the much better
This is
resolution.
a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find.
Frame rate.
You need to collect
Again,
20 of these so I can
there's
power the
actually
heat
no
shield for
visual
your
glitches,
A-grab
because
zipper.
that apparently is just a weird cheat you can unlock. And it doesn't even seem like Jak 3 is that far away from being done. Especially since Jak 2 is also publicly accessible now.
You found one of my scout flies. I sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the lurkers must have captured them all.
Is just for
That's
sure
Blue Eco,
going to be
which contains the energy of motion.
to want to play Jak
Blue Eco
Daxter,
allows you
especially
to
when
run fast, break boxes,
few
and even
things
activate
that,
some precursor
still may
artifacts
need to,
when you get near them.
are fixed, because I personally, when I played this, the first time I learned about this version of the game, I
Notice
didn't,
how each Blue Eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
it just looks so much better. It's not even... And when the PS4 versions are just emulation that it honestly doesn't even
This
seem like they
is a precursor
cared to
door.
actually
It can only be opened
make
by approaching the door while channeling Blue
work
Eco
proper.
through your body.
If I'm being completely blunt, it seems like Sony really doesn't give a shit about emulation on their systems. At least with the PS3, the
That's a
PSP, and
blue
the
eco
Vita,
vent.
all
More
three of
concentrated
them
than the floating
had
clusters.
guaranteed
This vent will give you a full charge of
working
blue eco, letting you
PlayStation
use
1
it for the
emulation,
maximum time.
especially for anything you bought on the store, of course. But like the PS3, no matter what, that thing is going to run the PS1 games all the time. And I'm very annoyed that the PS4 couldn't have continued that.
Good work.
Because damn sure
The blue
it
eco caused the door to
really
open.
could have
With
easily
Blue Eco, you can
had
breathe
that,
energy into all kinds of
coded into the
precursor
system,
artifacts that
no
have lain dormant for years.
I mean, it's not like you can't, you know,
Those little green balls of energy on the ground are
let's
a
say
type of eco.
download
Pick
just
up 50
any
small
old
green
PlayStation
ecos
1
or one big
emulator
green one to increase
for
your
the
health.
computer, the current version, have also a disk drive, and insert a PlayStation 1 disc without any issue, and just play
You can jump
PlayStation
once,
1
then
easily
jump again in
without
the
no
air
issues.
to reach even higher ledges.
I mean, seriously, let's be real here. When that shit is more than possible on modern computers and shit, on modern systems, you should be able to easily enough have access to stuff like that nowadays. It shouldn't be an issue for us to have these emulators for the oldest stuff possible just running on the newest systems. They're only holding it back because they're wanting to basically get you to spend money for it in another way. Like how, you know, on PS4 we don't have PS1
Good training,
games
boys.
accessible
But that's
this way
nothing compared to the challenges that lie
with
ahead.
just, you know, putting a fucking disc in.
problem. We
But,
got the moves, AJ.
Seems like they're
We'd love to
starting
stay
to
in
now
chat,
try
Big
and
Green,
do
but
the
we're
shit that
itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine.
Nintendo and
Adventure away,
Xbox seems to
And
do,
while
where
you're out
you
adventuring,
spend money on
why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green
what is
eco
it,
collectors are
freaking
clogged up again. Head out to the far side
subscription
of the beach
just to
and clear them out,
play
why don't you?
retro games at
Follow
all,
the left,
which is
and
just
take you right there.
frustrating.
No.
At the very least, though, it does
All
seem
of
like
you,
Xbox, to be
get
fair,
out of here!
will still let you play those old games on new on their newer systems, so long as they did the work to port it over. But Sony just doesn't care anymore. At most, if I had to just pay a freaking subscription just to play PS1 games, that's a little bullshit.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing.
Daxter, stop trying to turn her into a furry. That's the last
Listen,
thing.
if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
It just looks so much better on this PC recompilation or port, whatever the hell you want to call this. Because I think this is kind of also considered a recompilation here. I'm just gonna leave my PS2 copy alone for that, since I actually already beat it on PS2 anyways. On top of the fact that
Hey! It looks like scout flies are always in red boxes.
If I'm doing the Jak and Daxter games, this might be the way I'll want to cover them at all. By playing the new versions that actually...
Did you see the size of the bite that lurker shark took out of the fisherman's boat?
Yes.
We best stay way clear of them. I don't think we can tackle a creature that dag nasty.
I'm just hoping that because they cared to do it to Jak 3 that they may consider doing Jak X. Because that game especially needs that treatment. When Jak X in the first damn place is a game that we need a fat model PS2 to play without any issues. I mean, when that is something you gotta consider, makes it very much something that you hope for.
Don't tell me that you two have
I'll
problems
just
as
skip
well.
a lot of this though, since I did actually play through a good chunk of the beginning of the game on the PS2 in that recent stream. So this is just me showing off the port while finishing it off. And I might just off the bat do that.
What a weird-looking thing! I'll bet we can get this open if you power up with that zappy blue eco stuff.
I do dig what they pulled off with Jak and Daxter 2, though, despite how it definitely was different.
Wow! Check out that funky sculpture sitting on the rocks over there. This must be a precursor.
Okay. So... just get past this as fast as possible so that we can, just so that we get this game completed, move on to Jak 2, and maybe by the time Jak 2 is finished, we'll have Jak 3 ready to enjoy. And that would be amazing, especially because Jak 3 was my personal favorite. Granted, part of that is just from how hard Jak 2 can be at times, because Jak 2 definitely is surprisingly difficult for a game that starts out this way. For a game series that starts out this way, I mean, because this is obviously not what you're expecting to get inspired by Grand Theft Auto in the next game. And the minute that shit starts jumping off, you're all kinds of, what the fuck? I know I was when I was a kid. I first saw the Jak and Daxter sequel stuff when I was visiting a step-cousin of mine down in South California, and
That
he
lazy
had
farmer owes us a power
sequels,
cell. Let's go
and,
talk to him.
I saw him playing, I want to say specifically Jak 3, and I was like,
bringing the cops for the joint.
Is that Jak and Daxter with Jax carrying a gun? Immediately I was all kinds of, this is very different. What the fuck? It blew my mind. And when I actually played it from beginning to end, the only one I haven't finished was Jack 2 because of how difficult it can get at random. Because no joke, Jack 2 is
gotta bring in the crowds.
talked about being difficult for a reason for most people. And when you actually freaking get at some of those moments where you feel like the difficulty suddenly raises up so hardcore it's not even funny, you end up getting frustrated with Jack 2. But thankfully those don't happen too often, and when you do figure out how to finish some of those missions, it isn't that terrible to finish up. I just still haven't done it yet, and part of it's just from like having games that I've been kind of got into a bunch of crap where I got rid of them for some time, and I still have some of this stuff, especially as some of this stuff for sure I feel a need to cover biblically as well, because this stuff is getting trippy when you actually break down all the biblical details that is hidden in this stuff that you wouldn't expect to be here, but it is, and when it finally clicks into place, how things are here, it blows your mind. Because now you see it in all fiction and sci-fi. It's quite literally everywhere. Okay, alright. So, you'll see the difference here. You'll see the difference here. Check this out.
Here comes a big one.
Okay. So one I missed. Check out though how I actually got that one there. I mean, damn. This version, because of the increased frame rate, I think, it makes this mission so much easier to pull off. To where it is very easy.
Here comes a big one.
To finally get
Steady boy.
it all done for the sake of going to Misty Island and making sure you especially finish the game fully, completing it, you know? Woo!
Steady boy. Here comes a big one. Hold steady. Almost there. You did it!
Okay,
You can't do.
there we go. Thing is, it's much easier. When you're a kid growing up on this game, that is one of the most nightmarish things to finish in this game, so that you can move on to Misty Island and get even the painter's muse back and shit. Because otherwise, it's literally just the biggest pain in the ass ever till you can actually just get it done. Like, as a kid, me and any friend who ever played this game growing up, we're always asking each other, hey, can we actually get help with this? Like, because this is like the most frustrating moment in a game ever, please? Because, yeah, it really does come off so over the top when you are especially doing that for the first time. It really is so much better. That alone is probably going to make this the definitive version of this game. I mean, it's more of a bummer that you don't have something like a real remaster that was even beyond what we got with the PS3 versions, because clearly those were made by the original developers when there were the visual bugs that there were in the PS3 remasters in such a way that it's ridiculous to see that they just refuse to maybe get anyone still at Naughty Dog that actually worked on these games to just get the freaking remasters done. I mean, hell, even Sanzari Games did a better job with the freaking Sly Cooper trilogy on PS3 and even the Vita. Like, the Vita port for Sly is amazing shit. If you are a fan of Sly Cooper and you have a Vita, it is a must-own easily. And I do not say that lightly, because I fucking love Sly Cooper. But, if you had to at least have it on one thing, I'd actually say it should be the Vita, because it looks great, runs great, has not even the one audio bug thing that Sly 3, if I'm recalling right, had. Because that actually isn't a issue on the Vita version, surprisingly, which I was not expecting at all. I, as a matter of fact, expected the opposite with Vita, but thanks to, I want to say it was kind of Chris pointed out to me. He's a game reviewer here on YouTube. I highly recommend his channel, even though he seems fucking out of his tree a lot of the times. Just being real.
Let's get up on that machine and break the mirror diverting the precursor beam.
This is just and genuinely, I really, really hope that they end up doing that once as well. If all 3 games, 4 games can be done, that's awesome. And people I remember
Those tower doohickeys scattered all over the jungle must
Daxter
redirect the
was
eco
gonna
beam.
get
Let's go fiddle with them.
Or even Lost Frontier. And on the
Line up the
subject of
beam by
Daxter,
pointing
it's a
it at
fun
the next
game.
tower.
It's a really fun PSP spin-off, I'd say. But despite that,
Hey, we can follow the beam to find the next
it
tower.
is something that you can actually emulate pretty well on these, on a lot of things, to be fair. Since it's PSP we're talking about, PSP is actually pretty easy to emulate. And same with Lost Frontier if you really want to play the PSP version, I guess. But
Let's go to the next tower and reconnect the beam there.
that game wasn't even made by Naughty Dog, and let's be real, Daxter is fun to play, but we're able to emulate that shit. PC. Jack and Daxter, on the other hand, is a little bit more so-so. And again, we still have the fact that Jack X needs a fat model PS2 to run properly. Otherwise, it's kind of fucked trying that one out.
We should go tell that windbag of a mayor that he owes us big time for connecting the village energy beam.
Let's just get the rest of this area done with so that we can move on. This area permanently after we got the rest of the collectibles. I gotta say, I wouldn't have mind if the Jack and Daxter 4 that we almost got before Last of Us was a thing, if we had actually got that with the more realistic art style, because I would have at least been invested if it had a if we at least got to enjoy the game if it was still going to at least play about as fun as you'd expect. I wouldn't have cared if the game looked more realistic, but still played about the same. But with Naughty Dog as it is now, there's probably never gonna be a chance of a good Jack and Daxter sequel. Sadly.
We need to get to the top of that tower.
Sorry, but that is just hardcore creeper status right there. Like, we'd be idiots to not see the elements there. It's a huge part of why I just can't care about even the HBO show. And again, it doesn't sound like it's going very well either.
Yeah, so we got a Precursor launcher here, but you aren't powered up with the blue stuff. So it ain't gonna help us!
activated all over the world. I knew there was a way to turn them on. There must be places to turn on the other eco vents as well.
I didn't know prior, I would have never done that myself when completing it. And moments like that is for sure just BS. But hey, I somehow got him also. Now just go back to there and
Check out old Fish Brett's speedboat at the dock.
The fact that you can actually skip cutscenes this way, though, is amazing. This alone makes this
Just snagged a power cell. Let's Let's go kick some big bird butt!
Just seeing me genuinely impressed. And I'd imagine so, since this was the code that they built from the ground up.
Are you near the egg yet?
Oh, shut up, old bitch. I'm not even saying that.
have to get to the power cell before the Pelican scoops it up again.
congratulations, but you have so much to do, I won't waste your time. By the way, if things don't work out, Daxter could always get a job controlling the village rat problem.
Are you near the egg yet? That's it. Just a little further. Come on, push the egg off the cliff. Oh my, that wasn't gentle. Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
I'm sorry, she's clearly one of the most annoying characters they made for this virtual game. I wish that Burrito could make this sort of
Let's use the cannon to blow things up.
just so we can
Get some! Get some! Seagulls! Let's buzz 'em for kicks. Yeah! Let's do it again! Yeah! Woohoo! Woohoo! Wow! They caused an avalanche! Let's check it out!
espresso from the Pelican, chasing the seagulls, launch up to the cannon tower, exploring the beach, free swimming. So now all of those are done here. So we actually do have
enough power cells to fuel my heat shield. Meet me by the entrance to the fire canyon by climbing the cliff behind the farmer's house. Bring the power cells, and hurry! My father says he's seen more lurkers around.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to Misty Island. And especially since that was one of the last places I was at on the PS2 version, this should be a lot faster. I believe so, at least.
This place gives me the creeps. And trust me, it's a whole new experience when you're covered in fuzz.
No, Dax, don't worry. Let's just get through this as soon as possible, bro.
Don't fall into the mist below us, because I don't think we'll make it back. sculptor's muse.
Focused on this. Back when I was a kid trying to get that thing, it was annoying as hell. So that thing, when you finally see Daxter stuff it in your bag for you like that, you're like, yeah, that's about how I feel.
Makes your attack stronger. You're back! We remember what happened the last time we were here. It's an ambush, Jack! It's an ambush! Good night, Jack.
Yeah, fuck you too.
This place gives me the willies. Let's keep you out of the ooze, okay?
Well, I mean, if he did earlier, who knows? He might have fucking gotten those Dark Jack knowledge ASAP. He might have. looks like a way to replace the nitro boxes from Crash, the Dark Eco crates.
Let's plow into those balloon lurkers and shred them! For weeks. Bring your zoomer back to the chance pad and I'll teleport it back.
It's kind of blowing my mind though how much I'm able to kind of damn near plow through this so fast because I play this game so much. It's good. Because I want to say this was like one of my earliest PS2 games alongside so this one's still kind of special to me. It's a little strange that freaking GTA cloning sequels. It's still a good time.
Hurry up with those power cells. I'm waiting at the head of Fire Canyon, at the top of the cliff behind the farmer's house.
Trying to fucking push me along however the fuck you want. So, So 32% done with all the game objectives.
I'm gonna bring in the crowds from the jewel basket.
Hit those balloons to cool off! There's scout flies out here, too! Woo! See if we can catch air off those lickers! Wahoo! We made it!
Rock Village. Let's just activate the teleporter. Options, save game. Alright, I guess I'll make that the end for now at least, but shouldn't be too long for me to get through it all. Thank God the PC port has some of these features, because I mean, that's all cool if I really want to, but I can't really say I care much to do that. But, it should be here somewhere. Precursor Orb Glow, there it is. This is so